Now I got two bigger ones, one there, one there. That one looks like it's been compromised, so I guess I better get it first. That one second, and then the one I'm sitting next to third, lay it right back in there. And then I'm going to leave, there's a smaller one that doesn't look like it was tapped, so I'm going to leave it, and maybe it'll grow. And then I have another one over there. So I've got like 4 right here. And I'm bringing the big blue saw, so let me see if I can get through these 4 trees with one saw, 1 tank of fuel. Alright, this tree right here is worth a video all by itself. This is the kind you get really afraid of. I do believe it was a lightning strike tree. It's very large at the base, but you get part way up the tree and it has that. Now you don't know, you just never know really whether or not there's a crack or something like that, where once the tree starts that it can break unpredictably, and with something that big, if it does, it's going to hurt you. You're not going to survive it. So what I'm going to try to do is send it that way up into the little beech trees, and just do the best I can. Be careful. What I'll do is, since I don't really think I have to worry about getting any wood out of that, I don't think there's much wood in there, is my guess. I'm going to give it a chance because I've got the bigger saw, to where I'm going to make a fairly open and low face cut, do the bore cut to try to get rid of any chance of it splitting prematurely, and then get the heck out of the way. And then well, that's why you do what you do. So let's see if we can get a nice face cut on this one. And I need to have it as open as possible, so there's as little chance as possible of it closing. And then once that hinge closes, once that face cut closes, then it induces a torque about the front edge and yanks very hard on the hinge. And that's when you start having problems. If you can get the tree to fold completely over, you can sometimes get the hinge to break. Usually that's what happens with these. And that hinge never gets into a tension. It's always either folding or it's broken. That's the game we try to play. So I'm going to work on this one, and I'm going to see if I can drop it safely. And if I'm really, really, really lucky on this one, if I'm really lucky, I will actually get some wood. Now it's lean. It really wants to go that way. I want it to go that way, about 80 degrees off what it wants to do. Well, I got it down. We'll look at the split that's beginning to propagate up that thing. I didn't line up my cuts, but I got them good enough, you know what I'm saying? But there's no wood in that log. That's just junk. What a shame. But see, even with that tree, my 28, you can see how short I was. It was a big tree. But again, you can see I left enough hinge. How I got there was kind of goofy because I just cut straight across, get the back hinge. But a little bit of wedge work and there it is. Now I'm going to cut this log out. I may take a couple of cuts up there and see if there's anything in there. But my guess is there's nothing in that log. It's just a waste. What a shame. I think the other reason why I need to cut some of that out is just so I could get it out of the way. So, by the way, the handlebar was okay. It didn't really bother me so much. I like the power. The light bar was okay. The only problem I have with that light bar, sometimes it's too flexible. But this time it worked fine for me. So, let me go get the top out of it. one right here looks to be an untapped tree, and my guess is a high quality tree. Looks very healthy, and I want to see if I can thread the needle down between those two little cherry trees. Now it wants to go off to the left pretty heavy. It's got a pretty good lean that way, but I think if I leave enough hinge, you know, I might be able to wedge it over. Now remember, on a leaner like this, oftentimes it binds up on the downhill side, and sometimes even if it has a somewhat favorable lean, you still have to wedge the darn thing over. So let's go after this one, and then I'm going to call it a day. But this one here, I've got to be pretty precise with my hinge in order to get it to go the way I want it to go. And I think we can get it. So let's do the routine. I'm kind of torn, no pun intended. Do I leave full hinge and leave it a little bit thick and know I'm going to get an unfavorable pull? Or do I just go with the fact that these are pretty strong trees and do a normal hinge and just hope that it holds? That's what I have to decide as I get into it. And basically what's going to happen is when I start cutting, if I'm seeing nice clean wood, I'll probably just use a normal hinge. I think would be enough. But if I start feeling soft wood or compromised wood, I'll leave a little more hinge and just assume that I'm going to lose some to pull, right? Yeah, I don't see anything above, so let me just hammer away. Well, it's a leader doing what leaders do. Wants to go. Come on. Head on over. I guess I better get some more wedges. Yeah, there's definitely no holdwood in there. There it goes. Well, I got the one little tree, but there's some stuff in here to look at. That's a very good tree, actually. The heart of that tree is fine. I don't think it was tapped at all, so that'll be a good tree. But I did bore cut, but I also left the hinge on this side a little thick, which is why Well, I was afraid it would pull, right? I was afraid it would pull and go off to the left. It did not do it. But it didn't fall easy either, because it was a heavy compression over here, and you had a fairly wide hinge. But all in all, it did what it was supposed to do. Look at that. Right where I wanted it. I did get that one cherry tree, but missed these two, the ones I was trying to go between. So let me go cut the top out. This is a nice log right here. Very small heart for what it is, down there by the root ball. When I cut the top, my hunch is there's no heart in that at all. Very small, probably a couple inches. This might be a high-dollar log right here. Got a couple around here who should be, and I was hoping this was one. So